Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So Motorola is known for having some of the best deals on their unlocked phones. They have a phone for every person out there. This is the Moto G5 Plus, newly released. Today is the release date, so you can grab this at Best Buy right now. You can also get this subsidized through Amazon for different prices. So Amazon has it they have the lower end model for $185 with ads, or they have the 64 gig model, which is right here, for $239 with ads. So that's an option for you if you don't want to spend $299 or $229. I walked into Best Buy and just grabbed this. They had it available. This is the 64 gig version, 5.2 inch, 1080p full HD display. 2 gigahertz octa-core processor. You know, my favorite processor, the Snapdragon 625. Comes in two colors here, and I obviously got the lunar gray. I didn't want gold. 3000 milliamp hour battery, 12 megapixel camera with a 1.7 aperture, just like my favorite cell phone. Yes, you know it, the S7 Edge. So this camera is supposed to be really, really good. Based on what I saw from using it, it's really good. It's got turbocharging and you know, all the goodies in there. So this is the box that it comes in. So let's crack it open here. Unboxing knife. It's gonna be a good one, folks. I don't think I'll be disappointed with this one. Some people are kind of worried about it being a 5.2 inch display, but I don't think so. I think this is a good look right here. And then the fact that this is super thin with a metal body, this is good. So if you buy this like I did, just walk in, this is what you get. You get a turbocharger, some manuals, and this is probably just a SIM. Oh yeah, this is a SIM tray, SIM key. You get a little white Motorola SIM key, and charging manuals, and you get a turbocharger, and you get this right here. So let's put this aside. Here's the phone right here. Wow, this is really nice. The metal body on here is super, super nice. So official specs, 5.2 inch display, 12 megapixel, 4 gigs of RAM, and this model, Snapdragon 625, 3000 milliamp hour battery. There's official. Again, I went with the lunar gray, turbocharging. This is just really, really nice. So let's power on here. Should have some juice. You got a fingerprint reader on the front. Motorola, they do good. They do a good job when it comes to certain deals. They really know how to bring the deals. This is probably one of the best deals on the internet as far as living unlocked. This phone is super thin, and yes, I'm going to get it out because I know you guys might want to see it compared next. Oh, they got the new. You got a new little startup. Okay. And the phone I'm talking about is the Blade V8 Pro, because I know you guys are going to want to see it next to it. So I'm going to get this all set up. But here it is next to the Blade V8 Pro. A lot smaller. And it's a nice setup here. Here's a look at that 12 megapixel. It's got a little bit of a camera hump. You got a microphone back there. SIM tray, and definitely an SD card in the same slot right there. You can take up a 256 gig card, volume rocker, volume rocker and power button, headphone jack, USB, and a microphone on the bottom down there, and that is it. So front here, you've got the speaker, because it doesn't have the rear speaker or the back speaker. Then you got your camera up front, which is a 5 megapixel. So let's get this all set up here, and I'll be right back. So real quick, I decided to just grab my Nexus 6 and copy all the stuff from there, and now I'm going to finish the setup. All right, so here's the fingerprint. This is probably how long it'll take you to set it up. It has large bezels on the top and bottom, so just to give you an idea of what it'll be like to set up the fingerprint reader. I'll do another one here. Not too fast, not too slow. It's just a fingerprint reader. I'm curious to see, when people say about the fingerprint readers, it is kind of crazy if it takes a long time to set a fingerprint reader up. But the most important thing, I think, is how accurate it is. How accurate is the fingerprint reader? That's the most important thing to me, because this setup process is just one time. So the most important thing to me is how accurate is this fingerprint reader. There you go. Okay, I am on the home page. So here it is. This is the newly announced Moto G5 Plus. There is another version of this, and that other version has a Snapdragon 430 in it, I believe. But this one is definitely the one I would recommend because it has 4K recording. Wow, all the notifications are cool. This is a loud little speaker on the front here. It has 4K recording, and it also records 60 frames per second on 1080p. So, you know, that's going to be really nice. And again, I played with this at the store, and I was really impressed with it. So I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. It's already basically running the Pixel launcher, so you don't have to do anything to it, no installations. Let me see how much is available out of the box here. So the settings look exactly, it's all stock Android. Let me see here, let's go to storage. So here's my 4 gigs of memory. That's a pretty loud speaker. Storage, I've got 53 gigs available of the 64 gigs. And I'm doing a restore, so you'll see everything popping up. Now, one thing I think that might annoy me is this is not a button. This is actually just a fingerprint reader. That's your button. So let's see how fast it is. It's probably gonna tell me to put in my passcode here for the first time. Pretty fast, not the fastest, but it's definitely really fast. Very sleek. I like the animation up here, you know, for the clock, the widget. And I'm sure you can take that off, and you know, this is what you get. This is pretty much the Google Now launcher, but it definitely looks like the Pixel launcher the way they have this set up. So this is actually really nice. This is a beautiful device. Yeah, that's probably gonna annoy me thinking that this is a button, but I'll get over it fast. If I can do it with other phones, I can definitely do it with this one. But take a look at this sleek body here. 5.2-inch display, 1080p, very nice. Now compared to the Moto G5, this is the Plus, remember. The Moto G5, they had them in stock there at Best Buy, but the Moto G5 is a little bit thicker. It's a little smaller, but it's 9.5 millimeters in thickness, and this is 7.7. You know, this is 155 grams, but it's definitely not very heavy at all. IPS LCD display, Corning Gorilla Glass 3, 7.0 out of the box. The other version has a Snapdragon 430, and again, this one has a 625. It has 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs on board, or 16 and 2 gigs. And I'm pretty sure the one that they had is the 2 gigs and 32 gigs on board, I believe. I think that's the one they had. I didn't even look. I said, I just want the 4 gigs with 64 gigs. This phone is gonna fly. So it should have active noise cancellation as well with a dedicated mic. This has the 5 gigahertz band, which is really nice. Bluetooth 4.2, really nice. And the other model actually has a 2800 milliamp hour battery. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this Snapdragon 635 runs on stock Android, because this phone right here has great battery. I mean, it has fantastic battery. And this little phone right here looks amazing. I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful device. The design of this is so sleek and so nice. And look at the little home screen there. You can launch the camera with the quick launch. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I like the button. No, you don't need my location. Got it. So let me show you here. I was playing with it at the store. You can actually shoot 60 frames per second, 1080p, or 4K at 30 frames per second. So you know that's what I'm doing. But nonetheless, man, let me take some quick photos here. This lighting isn't the best, but I'll do them this way. Easier to hold. That's a good. This camera is really, really good. It's basically supposed to be on par with the S7 because it has that 12 megapixel with 1.7 aperture, and these are some really good shots. Really, really nice. So I'm pretty excited to have this bad boy in the house. While it's doing this restore, I'll let it do its thing. You know, it doesn't have USB Type-C. That's not so much of a bummer for me, but it does have a headphone jack, and that's a huge plus because I've got a nice giveaway coming, and I'm definitely wanting to share. You know, so I got some extra things, and I want to share with you guys. But this camera is going to be very impressive, I'm sure. One thing this does not have, while I'm saying it's pretty much the same sensor camera or 1.7 aperture like the S7, it doesn't have optical image stabilization. So, that's just one of those things. But having that 5.2 inch display, I think it's really going to be nice. And also the other version of this, the Moto G, has a 5-inch display. So, it's $229 for the other model, lower model of this, I believe, and $299 for this one. I would say just walk into Best Buy or order on Amazon with the ads for $239 if you don't want to spend, $299. So, it's your man Jay Will. This is the Moto G5 Plus unboxing and initial impressions and hands-on. It's really nice, guys. I gotta tell you, this is really nice. I'm gonna pop my SIM card in here and I'm gonna start using it. Currently, it's in my beautiful HTC Ultra, but I'm definitely gonna pop it in here just for kicks. Here it is next to the Ultra. But I'm definitely gonna pop it in here and use that. Motorola kind of switched the design up on us by going to this different camera setup. It doesn't have a dimple, but it's got like a little it's textured, so it's still there. You guys will like it. This is a compact phone, very sleek, very sexy. Good job, Motorola. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned for more.